So we are here, Sober Investor Live, streaming, chatting, talking. What's been going on with you lately, man? How's your week been?
My week's been amazing, man. The things I've been putting in a lot of hard work and a lot of hours towards our new venture. And the business partners that I got right now are amazing. They're just as passionate as I am and just as much go-getters as I am, and the connections and the love that we're getting has just been it's been amazing, man. I'm instant gratification and want things now, 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 and have unrealistic expectation when it comes to time. But what we are building is going to be amazing and it's going to be big. Everybody out there that's joining in, just going live, shooting some content. If you guys have any questions at all, please reach out. It's sober living, specialized housing, group homes, assisted livings, veteran homes, foster homes, whatever your questions are, please don't be shy. Please ask. We're partnering all over the nation, opening homes all over the nation. So if you guys want, let's connect, man. Ask some questions. Don't be afraid. Pause due to poor connection.
What are some recent challenges that you've been facing recently that you want to talk about that would
Re-
be insightful to others?
Recent challenges, it's the same ones that I keep bringing up, man. I've been a lone wolf for so long. I need to find the who's, not how's. I need to hire an admin, an assistant. We're looking for somebody to help build out our Go High Level CRM system. And with as fast as we're growing, we are we're going to need to start hiring really a lot more.
So, what steps have you taken in that direction? Are you like going on Indeed? Are you like doing open calls? Like, how are you looking for people right now? Can someone watching this be like, hey, I want to try to work with you in those senses? I have those skill sets to reach out to you? Or
Absolutely, man. If you are interested in coming on with us, building with us, it's going to be a massive, massive, massive company nationwide. We want to be in all 50 states, have thousands of these homes, and we're going to need a lot of help, a lot of expertise to help grow as fast as we would like to. And we just hired a person this week, and we're looking, I think the last time we talked, we are looking for 3 more. We reach out to our community. Some of the stuff that we need done is just admin work, so VAs that are overseas, and we have somebody who specializes in doing all of the interviews and asking all of the right questions that can help us find the right person. But all of this is taking time. There's questions that I don't know to ask or what to look for when it comes to building out websites and apps and technology. So, yay.
somebody on YouTube, Instagram videos asked what the pay is looking like for that.
The pay, it depends. It's different paid based on your experience, and there's so many different people that we need right now. So it's
They're asking about remote positions.
remote positions. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be remote, so I don't know where you're at or what state that you're in, but we're looking for operators and partners in states because obviously we can't be in all 50 states at once, so we're looking for boots on the ground right now. And so it might be not necessarily remote. Right now, off the top of my head, the remote VA, I mean, obviously people know what VAs get paid, so we need a full-time VA that's able to go give ongoing customer service. I mean, we have coaching, we have consulting, partnering, real estate, investing. We have a lot of different avenues that we can go. I have somebody Ortiz Family Living. We just got into sober living. I think you're awesome, brother. Wish you great success. Thank you so much, man. I wish you great success as well. What state are you in, Ortiz? Guys, ask your questions. Group homes, sober living homes, real estate, investing. I own a bunch of businesses. You can ask business questions. Please, we're filming some content, and the more questions that you guys ask, the better.
If someone wants to inquire about the position, where can they hit you up about?
I'm on all social medias at or Sober Investor. You can just hit me up on my social media. I'm in Florida, but our sober living is being set up now in Texas. Texas is one of our main focuses right now. We just got the keys and completely furnished our property. It's done today. I think we have 3 people moving in today. What part of Texas and also Florida, we're going heavy. Florida is going to be the next big spot. We should probably the beginning of the year, we're trying to shoot for 5 to 15 doors. Hey, Tape, what's going on, brother, man? I hit up your business partner this morning. Tell him to hit me back, bro. How are you doing? I'm in Southern California and would like to know how I can pitch it. What are you trying to pitch, sir? Oh, pitch in. I am so sorry. Southern California, I'm getting a bunch of. California was a place that I was going to stay out of just because in my mind and from hearsay, it was like the Mecca, the hardest, the licensing. And I just heard all of these horror stories. But now that I have actually done my own research and reached out to a bunch of people in California, there's not much to it. It's similar to Arizona. But California, I just reached out to somebody this morning. He has like 6 properties, and I'm hoping to partner with him and help him in California. And another friend of mine is in North Redding, California North, and he's opening up 3 currently right now. So California looks like we're going to have some homes very soon.
Where do you see the nationwide quest that you're on about a year from now? Like, do you have a target goal that you guys are trying to hit?
I mean, the Q4, our goal is 100 doors by the end of the year. So we have a little less than 2 months to do so. But it's not more. All 3 business partners are visionaries, and we just go freaking crazy. And there's no doubt in my mind we're going to have 2,000 homes sooner rather than later. But growing or wanting to go that wide and grow that big, you have to build the foundation. So you have to make sure you have your systems and processes in place, make sure you have all of the right people, you have the everything tracking. Imagine having 2,000 different partners. That's different LLCs, bank accounts, and bookkeeping, and a whole bunch of craziness that comes with that. So we're going to grow rapidly, but I want to grow the right way. All of my businesses in the past, I just keep going and going and going. If there's a need, I'm going to open it up and I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. And that's how I've done the majority of my businesses. I just recently hired a business coach, and they're teaching me all of the stuff that I skipped over and how to build a business the right way. So loving it. Miss Lovely, how are you? How are things going? Dave.
So you used the term visionary.
Mm-hmm.
For those who are in the loop, what do you mean when you say that?
For those of you that don't know, there is a book called there's Traction and I forget the other one, but it pretty much breaks it down. You don't need them, but to run a really successful business or the businesses that have been successful in the past, there is usually two people. A visionary, which I am, is a person that I like to say plays chess, not checkers. You can see 10 steps ahead. You can see exactly where you want to go, and you can see how to do it, and you can connect the people, you can do it, and you can build it, you can figure things out. But there's a lot of stuff that I skip over. So I can say that I want 1,000 homes, and there's no doubt in my mind that I can have 1,000 homes by the end of next year. But kind of the things that I mentioned, the technology that has to go behind that, the people, managing the people, hiring the people, the paperwork, the legalities, making sure you're doing things correctly, spreadsheets, all of that stuff is usually an integrator. An integrator is normally somebody who is likes paying close attention to detail, likes numbers, likes being behind the scene, likes building out things, and is very intricate in making sure that what my vision is can be done the right way and how to get there properly. What's going on, you guys? Just ask questions. Sober livings, behavioral health, group homes. We are having a live event on the 20th, and I will be talking all things group homes. So if you guys are interested, please use the Eventbrite. Is it in the bio?
It's not about the
Link will be in the bio, but if you go to my social media, it's on there. So yeah, you guys need to come.
When it comes to the sober living world, what advantages are you bringing to the table that makes you stand out from other people trying to do the same thing?
So when I first got into this business, I had it wasn't for financial or anything like that. Me coming up through the sober living space, I lived my first sober living. It was a promise to pay. I had no money, but it was in a bunkhouse. It had 15 bunk beds, 30 dudes. The next sober living I went to, I was sleeping on the floor on a mattress. It was nasty. It was dirty. It was bugs. And I wanted to set out to be better than everybody else. And kind of how I do that is all of my houses are completely remodeled. Thankfully, that's what I wanted, and I found an investor who could do that. And also, I don't rat pack and stack these guys in. I'm not a slumlord. I'm not going to put freaking 10 dudes in a 3-bedroom house. So these guys get space. The houses are really nice. I'm a firm believer in your surrounding can dictate or affect your mindset. And I think mindset is where everything starts, whether you're getting out of addiction, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur business, it all has to start with mindset. So I give homes that I wouldn't mind living in. And also amenities, man. Make it fun. My houses have pools, jacuzzis, pool tables, fire pits. A movie theater is in one. But we want to make the property really nice, provide these guys with everything that they may need, and just we are one of the best in Arizona when it comes to sober living. So always keep that in mind, and make sure you have a why and a passion driven behind this, because if you're just in it for the money, those guys normally do not work out very well. Cool. So I can be your social integrator. Can you turn a sub 2 into a sober living? Absolutely, brother. As long as you're taking that property over, you're renting it to somebody, normally on a sub 2. If you're not keeping it yourself, it's just I mean, it's your property at that point. You can definitely turn it into a sober living. Mr. Ortiz, are you adjusting cost per person based on location? I ask because being in Miami and the cost of the house is so much greater than other locations. Absolutely. Mr. Ortiz, I just got off the phone with a sober living that is 10 minutes away from the one that we just opened, and just getting a feel for what they charge, what they do. So a good gauge to see what you can charge is call the sober livings in the area of the house that you are taking down and see what their prices are. See if they have a waiting list. See what they offer, so you can adjust or be better or charge the same. The lady I just got off the phone with, usually people in sobriety that are actually in this to help people, they're more than willing to give you their information. It's not a competition in most cases. And she was on the phone for me for 30 minutes, and I asked her every question known to man. What do they charge? What do they offer? What are they seeing? Where do they receive their clients? And the main reason that I called her for this house that we just opened, we need a manager. And I asked her if she had any candidates that she think would make a good manager. So that's definitely call in the area. A friend of mine, I was also just out in Beverly Hills, and they charge $6,000 a month cash pay in Beverly Hills. So yes, you can definitely adjust your prices based on the area and based on the need of that area. But if you are charging a higher ticket price, generally, if you're in that area, you live in the area, there is a certain, they expect certain things. If these guys are going to be paying $6,000 a month or whatever the case is, you have to have the amenities to back that up, and a house nice enough to back that up, and do some things that other individuals are not doing it. We are so excited about our property in Texas. I feel like I think I talked to you yesterday. It's crazy when they don't have the names on the Instagram. Texas is an amazing market. Arizona is so hard, so much red tape. I go to Texas, they're like, do whatever you want. I'm like, this is amazing. And the government actually cares about the housing need, and there's a lot of money being pumped into Texas right now, and there's a huge need, and we've been accepted with open arms, and it's been amazing experience so far in Texas, SoCal, Southern California. All right.
What is one of the biggest misconceptions that you hear about what you do?
Misconceptions about what I do.
Like your job industry itself.
Misconceptions. Now that I'm in other cities and other states, it's just the terminology that is being used for these homes. It's different in every city. The regulations are different in every city, and some people that are in certain states, like me here in Arizona, like I only kind of knew Arizona and how Arizona was done. And when you start hearing people saying, oh, you could do this, oh, you don't have to get licensed over here, or oh, you can do it this way. And in my mind, I was like, I don't know if they're doing their research correctly. But now that I'm everywhere, the terminology is misconcepted on what houses do, what you can and can't do, what services that you're going to be providing. But it's a lot of different a lot of people that think that they're stuck in their way. They know what they know, and they're not going to be told different. So
how do you work around that?
I don't work with those people.
Well, so just in terms of like, say this about solar living and this and that, are you the type to like respond and say, no, that's not true, or do you just let it just go to the wayside?
Most of the time, I'm not, again, if people are stuck in their way, what was the book? How to Win Friends and Influence People. Arguing with somebody it does nothing. Me and you could be arguing. I could tell you that the sky is green. You could tell me that the sky is blue. And I'll try to prove my point. You're going to try to prove your point. And if you try to have the last word, as soon as you leave that conversation, I still think I'm right. You still think you're right. And we both think each other is an asshole. So, I mean, I try to stay out of. I'll give if somebody asks for an opinion or asks for direction, but if somebody says, "Oh no, you can't," blah, 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 it's just like I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to change your mind. You went through something to make you have that opinion, so.
So let's talk about investing with a purpose.
Whoop whoop! Investing with a purpose, y'all. Ask your questions.
What does it mean to you personally? That name kind of loaded.
Investing with a purpose. I just got goosebumps. Investing with a purpose to me is making a change, changing somebody's life, helping somebody. There's a lot of individuals on here, out there. They invest in. They can invest in stocks, bonds. A lot of us invest in real estate. But why just invest in real estate if you can also invest in real estate that can change somebody's life, that is also going to help your family's life, and you're starting a business? I've said it multiple times. I mean, real estate's cool and all, tax benefits, generational wealth and things like that. But if you can buy real estate and put a business in it and help somebody at the same time, that is a win-win-win. I think it's the best of both worlds, real estate and business. And I want to teach more people how to do that and partner with more people. So the coaching program that we're working on is called Invest with a Purpose, and it's teaching individuals to find their why, to find their purpose, and to see what type of housing that they have a passion for, and to help them open it. If you just want to be a passive investor, finding a great front man like me that has a huge heart, and you want to be passive and help people, that is definitely an avenue that you can go to as well. A lot of us are really, really busy, and we just don't have time to start another business or to do all of these things. But if you could put money or a house and it's helping 100 homeless people get off the street, I mean, you're providing the housing, and you're doing an amazing thing. So Invest with a Purpose has so much meaning to me, and it pretty much sums up like what my goals, not my goals, but that's just what I do. All of the companies that I own, that I've opened, all help people in some shape, form, or fashion. So definitely putting your money towards investing that's going to help somebody and their family. It's a ripple effect. You're not just helping them, you're helping their brother, their uncle, their mothers. It's just a ripple effect, and the change that you can have on somebody's life with something to us might be so small, just another house that we're buying, but to them it means everything. It's their next step in their journey. So definitely means a lot.
It's kind of a follow up to that. In what ways has your particular approach to real estate contributed to your personal growth?
Again, when I got into this, I wasn't trying to gain financially. I was just trying to do better because I seen a need, and my goal was just to have a few of these, get 3 of them, replace my income. But then COVID happened, and I lost my job, and the world was in shambles, and it forced me to go all in on myself and to go all in on Sober Livings. And with me doing that, it completely changed the trajectory of my life, my family's life, those around me. My first year just on Sober Livings, we grossed $500,000 in our first year. We did 10 Sober Livings and 5 behavioral health homes we opened at the end there. But just with the Sober Livings, we grossed $500,000 in our first year.
It's incredible. What advice would you give to someone looking to invest in real estate without compromising their values?
Well, everybody, compromising their values. Real estate you're not really compromising your values. I mean, a lot of people in the real estate space in my network, they do the wholesaling, creative finance, and all of that. They are truly solving somebody's problems. Some of these people, I mean, a lot of them are going into foreclosure. Their house is too messed up to sell retail. And my network finds out solutions on how to help these guys get out of foreclosure, to not lose their house. Pause due to poor connection. So not compromising your values, depending, unless you got some deep, I don't know how you would compromise your values.
You hear about like people with like shady deals or like bad deals or like people kind of like overpricing or things like that. When it comes to like values, there's opportunity for people to make money by compromising their values is basically what I'm saying. Like kind of getting over on somebody or like taking advantage of somebody.
Well, I guess I got to take that back. Right now in the real estate space, I hear horror stories of people taking money, not saying what they were going to do, and not paying people back. And there is some grimy people that are out there, but I try not to associate with those individuals. And the same thing in the behavioral health field, man. There's a lot of grimy people and a lot of grimy things going on in Arizona right now, and it was all for the money. And that was all it was. It was people being held captive, people allowed to get high or drunk, and I even heard of people holding people against their will. A guy overdosed, died, but they didn't want to call the cops because they didn't want to bring attention to themselves, and they wanted to keep billing insurance. People were having to like step over a body. So there is a lot of grimy out there. But I think people are born with it, man. You either have integrity or you don't. And I got a few on here. We're so excited. Lorena Ortiz. The people with whom you've partnered, what is their motivation? If you're talking about my business partners, we actually met, I met him at a mastermind. And it was a mindset mastermind out in Georgia. And we got to talking, and he knew who I was. And he wanted to go all in on group homes. He is sober himself, and he has went through and had trauma in some of the other avenues that we're going to. So normally, oh God. My phone keeps paused due to poor connection.
Yeah, I'm putting a message in the comments right now that makes sense.
So yes, the people that we are partnered with have a passion, have a heart, have a why. All right, I'm just going to close out all this. Oops, fuck. I just closed out Instagram. I'm live. Sorry about that, guys. Please come back. The questions are gone for good.
So I was going to ask you, with the current state of the housing market, it's getting more difficult for people to buy houses, so on and so forth. How does that tie into what you have going on? Are you offering or looking to offer options for those people?
So I'm not limiting myself. A lot of this is affordable housing or shared housing or specialized housing. You can call it what you want, but it is for those individuals that cannot afford a place on their own. And there is a huge, huge, huge need for for it right now, and we are providing that type of housing. So, frustrating. Can you see me on Instagram?
I can't see your video.
Dum, 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 dum.
I'm still recording.
I'm sorry.
On YouTube.
Live.
Yeah, so the state of the housing market, house pricing, it's more difficult for people to buy homes, but in the market that you're in, you need homes in order to run your sober living. So is the state of the housing market affecting your business at all?
It's not affecting my business whatsoever because, again, prices are increasing and individuals are unable to pay regular rent. And so, and there's a ton of Airbnbs out there. There's a ton of housing out there. And with the interest rates as high as they are, that means rents are higher. So not everybody can afford those. I'm fortunate enough that I can afford some of those rents, and I'm fortunate enough to know how to talk to the individuals who are listing those properties, because if they've been on the market for a month, 2 months, that gives you some negotiating power. You always have to think like a landlord, or think reverse engineer it and see. Obviously, I mean, it's costing them an arm and a leg to keep that property empty, and they'd rather have somebody in there. And if you have a reputation and good referrals, they would love to rent 10 houses to you, knowing that you're going to pay the first of every month instead of chasing down 10 people. So it's not hurting us at all as a business with our model that we have, and especially with the income that we have coming in from these houses is sometimes 2x, 3x, 4x, 10x, 100x, depending on what type of housing that you're doing. So even the individuals that are wholesaling or doing the creative finance, they look for a certain spread that they can make a month after taking it down. And a lot of time they'll pass on them if they don't get that spread. But with my model and what I'm able to do, I can make pretty much any property work. But what I was told from my mentor, you don't want to base you taking down a property based off one exit strategy. So you do have to make sure it will work for a few exit strategies, having tools in your belt.
You got a question?
Are reaching out to sellers directly, or have a list of wholesalers that send you properties? We have a little bit of everything. So my business partner and I in Texas, we have a full-on real estate operation where we do wholesale, we do creative deals. If they are for the group home business, then our company takes it down. But he's been established for 5-10 years and has a full-on freaking team that are constantly reaching out. And then just with my network, I get 20 calls a day, people trying to call me, give me their property. Again, my model normally is going, not normally, but just because of what's out there, is going to be the rental arbitrage model. I would love to buy more property, but if you're out there and you're doing wholesale, creative, or real estate, not too often are you finding deals that are 5 bedrooms in the zip code that you're looking for, that is turnkey ready or doesn't need a crap ton of work. So to expanding to move as quickly as we'd like to, we are doing a lot of rental arbitrage currently.
So when it comes to sobriety in the 12-step program, are these things that, or even just typical treatment, I guess would be the word I would use, or something like that, do you implement these things into your sober livings, or are these people who come into your sober livings responsible for, like, solely responsible for their treatment?
So I have different levels of types of housing. You could be a halfway house, 3/4 house, or sober living. If they are like newly sober, just coming out of a treatment, we don't provide anything at the housing because you're not allowed to with the licensing, but we do require them to go to AA meetings. We're in constant communication with their sponsors, seeing what steps that they're on, making sure that they're calling their sponsor, working a program. And we want these guys to finish their steps and to be able to sponsor themselves. But what we do in our housing, I guess, we do help with with their mental side of things and mindset. We have coaching courses, not coaching courses, but we have a mindset coach that has recorded some stuff for us, and he comes in once a week to be able to teach mindset to individuals. We're planning on getting a few more, because that one is kind of back and forth. But financial literacy, if you need help with resume building, we can, role play, questions for interviews, help them get closed if they need to. We're planning on implementing a lot more classes, like how to be loved, how money really works, and how to become an entrepreneur, we have a lot of things in the works right now, but currently we do help them with mindset, help them push forward, help them accomplish their goals, and help them move forward in their journey. Couple. So you are working with 2 and 3 I don't know if that's bedrooms. I do not do 3 bedrooms or below for sober livings. Ideally, I want 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, but obviously there's not too many of those. I can make a 4-bedroom work. But 2 and 3 bedrooms depends on the area and the type of housing that we are doing. And obviously the cost of it and what is the need in that area. In some of the states that we're in, we're getting government and nonprofits that are paying us for individuals to live in our house. So obviously if the numbers are right, in a 3-bedroom, I could put 6 or 7 people in there, and a nonprofit is paying for it, then it might be able to work. But me personally, if I was going to buy and if I'm actively looking, I'm not looking for 2 or 3 bedrooms. Mr. Ortiz, when you do rental arbitrage, what type of insurance are you putting on the property? On a rental arbitrage, if I'm renting it from somebody else, I have liability insurance. Out here in Arizona, we're licensed for sober living, and they have a certain requirement. They want a $1 million liability and like a 300 aggregate. But I know the high risk of this business, and I have other businesses, so I have a $2 million umbrella on top of that. But every single one of my houses has the liability insurance. It's like anywhere from $150 to $250 a month for the insurance.
What's an expense or a cost that people might not think about or consider when it comes to group homes and sober livings?
What people got to understand when it comes to group homes and sober livings, when you really know your numbers and know your profit margin, if you're netting $3,000 a month, the difference between $300 more could be the difference between you having a 10% profit margin or a 16% profit margin. So the small things, it matters. Like we have digital thermostats in all of our houses that have a lock on them that we can control from our phone. We can control the lights. We can control a lot of things that people just like leave on, things like that. Costs.
So basically, kind of what you're saying is that a lot of the costs, a lot of things that you're spending on are preventative, like looking ahead, knowing that they might leave lights on, they might try to turn down the thermostat, and so having that mindset and knowing that people can do that would be big. But also too, like, does that apply to everything, like pool timers and stuff like that?
You can go definitely in depth. We do have timers on some of our pools, but you can let this get away from you relatively quick. We're in Arizona, and I mean, one of my houses just got $1,000 utility bill, and it's because we didn't put these measures. It was a new house that we just got. We wanted to open it up quickly and got hit with $1,000 freaking utility bill, and that's just electricity. That wasn't including everything else. So it's definitely things that you need to think about. In the beginning, I was paying landscapers, I was paying a pool company, I was paying for all of these things, but now it's a requirement, it's a chore within the home that these individuals can do, so that can save you $200 to $300 a month. Just knowing how to shop now that I have wholesalers and I can buy in bulk dressers, beds, and all of those things to get them at a discount. But I don't cheap out when it comes to the houses and to my clients, but I do shop smart, buy in bulk, and shop for the best prices and see where you can save money. Because again, especially just starting out, man, trying to replace your income or trying to get a certain profit margin or trying to do those things, all the little things definitely matter. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. I thought I had one.
Ortiz is asking, do you do an umbrella per state or a group of houses? I'm sure it's an insurance question.
Per state or group of houses. My umbrella. So my insurance policy. Every time I get a house, I have to add it to the policy. So it's on all of them. The umbrella's over all of them. Over each property, each state, we do have different insurance. It's the same company, but it's a different policy in other states. Some people require it. This is a high risk business. It took me a long time to find somebody that would even take this on. And not charge me an arm and a leg. So
when you say high risk, and people hear that, they're gonna probably think, well, what's the highest risk? Like, what's the, I guess, worst case scenario of being involved in a group home or social industry?
So when I say this business is high risk, y'all, unfortunately, I have had somebody pass away in one of my homes, overdose and die. We've had numerous overdoses where my managers had to Narcan and do CPR and bring these guys back. These guys, you're dealing with people that have been in prison for multiple years, been homeless multiple years, have been drug addicts multiple years, and that is all they know. And it's sad to say, but it's like I forget, it's less than 5% of people that actually stay sober and don't relapse. So with those kinds of numbers, man, it's you have 10 people in your house, the likelihood 9 of them are going to relapse if you stick to those statistics. And people scam, cheat, steal, and they want a roof over their head, so they're going to keep getting high. And some of these individuals who have been sober for 3 months, they relapse going back to the same amount that they were doing before, and their tolerance isn't built up, so they overdose. Not that it's happened to me, but having pools in my house, people can drown. With people getting high, if they don't have a freaking lighter, they might use a candle or some other weird way and burn the house down. Or there's so many different things when you're dealing with this demographic. It's so many different directions, so it's a high risk.
So
Foster kids coming of age.
With all that in mind, there's how do you mitigate things like that? Like, so let's say I have a sober living and it's like around the corner, you know, somebody is slanging fentanyl for 50 cents a pill or something like that, and you know that someone is dealing with that as an addiction. Do you guys do things like searches, or like, I know you guys do drug tests and things like that, and those are random, right?
Mm-hmm.
But are there like other measures to like help mitigate the possibility of overdoses and things like that?
Your intake, the questions that you ask, I mean, you're fully, you can take who you want, and I'm not going to say you can't take who you don't want, but you can ask certain questions of how long do you have sober now? What are your goals? How many meetings you're hitting? What step are you on? And see if they're really about their program. So definitely on the intake process or on that first phone call, you definitely want to ask a bunch of questions to kind of gauge where they're at. Before they even come into the house, they're drug tested to make sure. You have to pee clean in order to get into one of my houses. If you're dirty, you're not coming in. We do search their belongings when they come in. And then we do random room searches every day. My managers walk the rooms, search the rooms, and walk the properties. And then just the random drug tests. You can't, fentanyl is everywhere. You can't mitigate where fentanyl is. It's just freaking everywhere. And in sobriety, it's about people, places, and things. Trying not to surround yourself with the old people, the old places, or the old things. And a lot of individuals, they know this, and they go back to where they used to hang out. And what is it? People who relapse, they relapse 2 hours before they actually relapse. Because you're sitting there in your mind, like, I don't want to go back to this. I don't want to do this. And then you start thinking about, I can't do this. Fuck, I shouldn't do this. Oh, maybe just once. Or you start like psyching yourself up. But then your mind, once your mind is made up that I'm going to go do that, you've already relapsed, and there's not much that can stop you.
Do you have a comment?
Oh, your garage door guy? Good morning. Would you interest for foster kids coming of age in Inland Empire, California? Growing up in the system my whole life is my long-term goal to help give back. Thank you for all that you do. Is it, would you be interested? We are opening up kids aging out of, we have one that we're waiting to get licensed right now. It's a kids aging out of foster care home in Texas, and then Florida. We're actually opening up foster home for adolescents, and that's going to be an amazing direction. For whatever reason, I knew we've done kids aging out of foster care, and we've done like mommy and me, daddy and me. We've had children therapy and all of this, but it never clicked with me like a foster home. People started talking about foster home, and I was just like, wait, what? Like kids? And I was like, oh my God. So I looked into it, and there's a huge need, and there's a lot of government money being pushed into it. And there's not a lot of good programs out there for the foster care system or the kids aging out of foster care. And we are working on a coaching program for individuals in the foster home and who are about to get out of the foster home. And we are going to dedicate a lot of our time and energy into that direction. So I'm very excited for that. Would you be interested to open in Inland Empire, California? I always ask people, what part of California do you live in? And it doesn't make, I don't know, up from down. I know where San Diego is. I have no idea where Empire,
Between here and Los Angeles, if you're driving through.
here to Los Angeles,
that
driving
area
through. So it goes past like San Bernardino or something like that.
It's like the area underway to Los Angeles, like Palm Springs kind of area. I might be wrong about that, but that's kind of.
I'm willing to open up anywhere if there's a demand in the area. And again, we're looking for individuals to operate in these states. We partner with you, we teach you, we coach you, we give you everything that you will need to run a successful business, and you oversee it. San Bernardino. See, I thought that's funny.
Inside San Bernardino, Ontario. It's like the area that you like to drive through as you come from Arizona.
I just did a market analysis on a property in San Bernardino, and the property I didn't put in, like, I didn't network, I didn't make the phone calls and do all of that to see if there's a need, but just on my initial market analysis that I do, this specific spot in San Bernardino was away from everything. Meet with you in Arizona. Let's do. I have a meetup. You can come see me whenever. I'm always in the office, man. I'm here in my office at 4 a.m. every morning until about 2 or 3. We are having a real estate meetup on November 20th. And I will be going over group homes and sober living homes. So if you guys are out there in the Arizona, Phoenix, West Phoenix area, I am having a mixer November 20th from 3 to 7. So yeah, we would love to see you there.
Are you still looking for people to speak at your events?
Right now, maybe I reached out to somebody. He actually just texted me while I was on this live to see about. So I'm actually speaking at the next event. I've just been hosting my events, but a lot of people have been reaching out wanting to know more about sober living and group homes. So I will be speaking. Come with your questions. I'll be going over a lot of different things. Will the meetup mixer be streamed live? Probably not. Stream live. You have to come in person. We will be doing more webinars, a lot more interacting, building a community. Garage door.
There's a chance that we'll, at the very least, if you're going to be giving a speech or doing a presentation, that we'll record the presentation. So that will be something. I'm not sure what we'll do with the footage once it's done, but we'll probably, if you're going to do a speech, we'll probably record it. Going live is an option. We just never really talk about it. So.
No, you have to come in person to get all of the nuggets and secrets. I will be offering the individuals that come to this mixer something I've never offered before. It's going to be to the individuals that are at this mixer event.
Plans for the holiday season, personal or business wise.
Plans for the holiday season.
Or holiday season is coming. This is where, a lot of businesses spend their most money. A lot of people do their most vacations. Where people, do the most. What do you got going on for holiday season?
So here in Arizona, it's just funny. Just the holiday season here in Arizona, it's extremely hot during the summertime. So you see an influx of more people that want to stay in your houses. You see an influx at the homeless shelters. You just see an influx of people. But then when it starts getting nicer out, people start leaving because it's okay, that it's bearable to live on the streets and do drugs and live in tents. Also with the real estate market in the winter time, because of everybody traveling and doing all of these things, numbers go down tremendously for buying. The retail side, just retail investment side, just because people are doing all of this traveling. So, but me personally, Thanksgiving. What are we doing for Thanksgiving? I don't know what we're doing for Thanksgiving, but my wife has, we've been doing a thing where we take our family on a Christmas trip to a different country for the past couple of years. And my wife just informed me through a calendar invite that we are going to Belize like 2 days after Christmas. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I am traveling all the time now, and I'm probably going to travel a couple more times before Thanksgiving comes. Probably out to back out to Texas, and maybe to California. But what else? What other holiday? New Year's. Am I missing one?
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
Are you getting your daughter anything crazy for Christmas?
I haven't even thought.
Like ask for anything?
She doesn't ask for anything. Sorry for both of them, but my wife even more. My wife's birthday is December 21st, and I am forever trying to wrap Christmas and her birthday together. My daughter's birthday is January 8th, and it's really close to Christmas. But just yesterday, my wife was asking her what she wanted for her birthday, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, we still got Thanksgiving, we still got Christmas, we still got New Year's. Why are you asking that? But nothing, I haven't even wrapped my head around buying gifts or any of that yet.
We talked about this before in previous recordings, but how do you feel about turning the sober living thing that you do into a family business? Like, are your sons getting involved? I know your daughter's a little young, so keep her innocent as long as possible. But with your sons getting older, I know that one of them is 18, I believe. Are they wanting to get involved? Are you seeing this becoming like a family business?
Me, I want more than anything for my boys to follow in my footsteps, but I'm not going to force them. I do give them ideas. I have offered him, my 18-year-old, a position, and he's 18. He wants to, I guess, figure some stuff out on his own. He'll go try his own thing, and I'll just be there with advice and be there with my experience. But I would love for them to get into a real estate space, get into this space. It's something that I truly enjoy, that I'm passionate about, that has definitely changed my life. And I know I'm good at it, and I know I could teach it, and they could be good at it as well.
I mean, where were you at when you were 18?
I mean, from the age of 11 to 23, I was smoking meth, so nowhere good. My son, oh God, I don't know how to feel about this. My son, not yesterday, but the day before, was so excited that I went to the shooting range. I got to shoot a gun for the first time. And I'm like, oh God, like what? And then yesterday he comes home. Mom said I had to come ask you. I really want to buy a gun. And I was just like, hell no. He was like, well, what? And I was like, I need you to take 3 classes before we can even think about you having a gun. I've been around guns my entire life. I carry one now, and I'm still not comfortable carrying it. And there's so many different crazy situations that can go on. But I know I just went off a different direction. But I was like, oh God, no.
Do you guys have like the drug and sex talk with your kids, or is it like because of like the fact that you're like a sober investor and like it's kind of like already inheritedly like in the energy of the household, or have you like sat down and been like, yeah, don't fuck with this?
My kids, my stepsons, my 18-year-old and 14-year-old, they're aware because my wife, she was also an addict. She was heroin, and she had them taken from her from CPS. So they were living with their grandparents. They were living with their great grandparents. They were living with their grandparents. So their father was also an addict, and they lost their uncle to an overdose. So they were aware of it, and they seen how bad it got with my wife. And so we've definitely had the talk with them. And my 18-year-old, we caught him. Well, we think it's the first time. That's what he told us. He was acting super strange. This was when he was 16. Freaking acting super strange. We're like, hey, what's going on? And we knew right away. Like, what's up, bro? What's going on? And he was he was upset that he let us down, that he um, felt like he was disappointing us. And as far as I know, he hasn't done it again. But
Smoking weed or
smoking weed, yeah, I'm sorry. Smoking weed, got caught first time, supposedly. But it's something definitely that we're open about. Obviously, me being the sober investor, and it's funny you said the sex talk. My son's 18 years old, and he's sitting on the bed, and we're trying to look up these gun classes, safety classes. My wife comes and sits down out of nowhere. Is your girlfriend on birth control? He's like, I've already told you this, and she was like, when she just went into a whole spiel, and so we definitely. I mean, we've been buying him protection since he was, I don't know, 16, 15, just throwing boxes randomly. Here you go, bro. Don't want to be a grandparent.
yeah, I guess it's one of those things because of the fact that like sobriety is such a major thing in your life, like a cornerstone, literally. But you know, kids are gonna be kids, right? They're gonna get into trouble. They're gonna be offered drugs, and they're gonna experiment with them and all that. And so there's a little bit of like balance there because obviously you don't want to be like the overbearing parent being like, well, don't do this, don't do that. But at the same time, like you are the sober investor, so like there's a bit of extra responsibility and weight on that. Do you like feel that at all?
Not extra responsibility just because of being the sober investor, but just with the life experiences that I've had and the things that I went through. And if I could have had somebody like me in my life that could have told me something different or steered me a different direction, if I would have started my entrepreneurship and not went through the whole drug thing, I would be freaking, well, maybe not because I'm where I'm at because of what I went through, but I do believe the guidance and the experiences that I have and the stories that they hear and the stuff that they have seen. Obviously, my daughter's never seen my wife or I high or drunk or anything like that. So, but we still go to AA meetings. My daughter and my kids have been to AA meetings with me. They've heard the stuff before. They've been to sober events with us. And we want to make sure to keep them around that just in case something does happen, they know where to go.
Right. I guess that's like the big part of it is just being there.
I don't, Ortiz, if he does, is this to you? If he does, he needs to train.
Again, we were talking about.
Oh shit. Okay. I was like, what the hell? No. I'm totally against it right now. And, I told him he had to do, minimum before we even talk about it. 3 classes, the introduction into, gun basics, and then basic gun training and self-defense class. He's 18 out here in Arizona. He can't conceal carry, but I was like, if you're planning at all to have this in your car driving to the gun range, you have to know the basics. You have to know what you can and can't do, how to store it, and how to use it, man. And my wife and I told him we just got done watching a movie. What was it called? The Felon. Great movie. You should try it. You should watch it. There was a burglar in his house and he chased the burglar out, shot him, killed him, and he had to go to prison or for it because the guy died. And in prison, he got gulped up by the prison world, killed somebody in prison and got life in prison, got caught up in all of that. And it was just trying to protect his family from a burglar. And it was based on a true story. And that could happen. You can ruin your life if you don't know when to use this thing and you decide to shoot it and kill somebody. You could get manslaughter, murder, freaking really ruin some things. And just carrying the gun, I mean, you're not as quick as you think you are. You think you can pull it out of a holster, but if somebody is freaking rushing you, you might now give them something to use against you. And I'm still iffy about it, man.
So the movie's called The Felon, you said?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Well, speaking of felonies, because But when it comes to that, how do you handle the stigma behind that? Because there's a big stigma behind that, and I mean a lot of it's justified. You know, like some people are felons and they've done some wild shit, and so a lot of their rights are taken away. And I know when it comes to you, the things that you've done, you've gone through the effort of getting your record expunged and set aside and all these things. But how do you handle that stigma, just the idea that like people might see you differently knowing that you're a felon?
I mean, when I first started shooting with you 4 years ago, I didn't want to talk about my meth use. I didn't really want to talk about my felonies. I didn't want to talk about any of those things because I was afraid what other people thought and it might hinder me from getting into certain doors or shaking certain hands. But even before starting my own business, like my 10 years of sobriety, not once did a felony hold me back from any job that I was trying to get. I didn't tell everybody that I had a felony. I still kind of kept it close and near. But now I get more love from being genuine and being honest, telling people I was a meth addict, telling people that I'm a 3-time felon, that I'm a high school dropout, that I've been homeless multiples of times, because now it gives that person, the people that I'm truly trying to connect with, the people that came from the same background that I did, it gives them hope. It shows them that it is possible. The stigma behind felonies, Amazon just announced that they started hiring felons of certain class, and somebody posted about it freaking out and saying, this is like a monstrosity. I can't believe this. They're going to bah, bah, bah. And I'm like, bro, you know, I'm a 3-time felon, right? And you've tried to do business with me multiples of times, right? And it's just, it is what it is. People have a past, and people deserve a second chance, and people genuinely want to get better. Some people have to adapt to their surroundings and where they're at. And some individuals, like I was in the hood. That's all there was people doing drugs, selling drugs, and committing crimes. So you adjust to your surroundings and you adapt and you try to survive, and things happen. And then you get stuck in that world. It's not exactly where you want to be, but it's all you know. But then when you try to be better and try to improve on that, your past shouldn't hinder you. You shouldn't look at somebody any different, because I've known multi-billionaires, millionaires, very, very successful people that are felons. And some of the greatest people, down-to-earth people, most loyal people that you will meet. So if you're out there and have a stigma about felonies, man, just don't. People deserve a second chance, man.
Since we're still on the topic of crime, something came to my mind. So with your sober livings, you take people who are outsiders, so forth. Do you take sex offenders?
Currently, I do not take sex offenders or arson, and it's not that I have anything against them, but I just don't want to have to register my house with everybody. Neighbors are our worst enemies, even though we do really well. Just there's some people that are retired and have nothing better to do, and I don't want to add any more fuel to the fire. So at this time, I am not, but there are some very amazing organizations that are out there that focus and only focus on that.
That's
and,
interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the show Arrested Development?
So I don't know. Like The Office, Arrested Development, that comedy is not
Well, so one of the
not for
characters in
me.
there, he buys a neighborhood and he turns it into a neighborhood for sex offenders, because sex offenders can't go anywhere without having to worry about the neighbors and all that. So he's like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy a whole neighborhood, and the whole neighborhood is full of sex offenders. So that's a good question though. It's like, is that something that you see yourself diving into? I mean, you're already touching all these different forms of homes. Would you provide homes for sex offenders, or is that like a more of a moral thing than anything else?
I am not going to focus on that. I did talk to somebody 2 days ago. That's what they want to focus on, because they dealt with something similar to that. It was a situation where they they were dating at 16 and 17. 18-year-old comes in. Parents fucking wanted to nip some shit in the bud, and shit, he got labeled as a freaking sex offender. And in that case, that's like sucks. And I know there's crazier situations and things like that. So that's not something I'm going to focus on. If it's your passion, your why, I can definitely help you out with that, and I can definitely make the connections for you.
So you're not against it. This is not your particular lane, but you're willing to help others do it.
I'm willing to help others do it. Everybody, again, deserves a second chance and needs help, but it's not something that I'm going to be focusing on.
That's fair. What other types of homes are you into at this point? So we have group homes, we have the fostering, the aging out, sober livings,
When I
veterans homes.
Yeah, when I say the term group home, it's a blanket of all of these types of different homes. Currently, we have a homeless home. We have a veteran home, kids aging out of foster care. We're opening up a foster home. Mommy and me, daddy and me, male, female, couples. What else?
LGBTQ.
We had an LGBTQ, and that one, it just not enough people were coming in for it. So now we have a co-ed house. Everything's slipping my mind right now. Behavioral health homes. We're helping people with like sex trafficking, refugees. Obviously the sober. I'm trying to, it's spacing me. There's like 40 plus different types of housing that you can do. If you guys are out there on Instagram, guys, please ask questions. Sober group home, behavioral, entrepreneurship. Please interact, guys. I'm live shooting some content. I don't know how much longer we're going for.
I was thinking like 15 more minutes.
All right. We still have to shoot the promo stuff too.
Right, yeah, so I was thinking 1:30.
1:30. I have a call at, it should be a quick call at 2.
That's perfect. We're good. So let's talk about nonprofits a little bit.
Woo! Love the nonprofits.
You've been learning a lot about that recently. How can people use nonprofits and utilize them in sober livings, whether it's their own nonprofits or somebody else's?
Well, I mean, there's different routes you can go. You can go for profit or nonprofit for your group homes. There is grant state money for both. When you go the nonprofit route, there's, again, if you have the right board and you have the right team around you, you could do some amazing things. And there's a ton of grants and money going in for affordable housing, for shared living, for homelessness, for these types of housing. There's a lot of money being pumped in there. And if you have the right team and the right mission and you're going fully focused in it, you can get a lot of money. Somebody who I know just got accepted for a grant that is $4.3 million to build, either develop or buy a 50-unit multifamily, which is crazy. Somebody who I was just on a podcast with, Mr. Kitty, they bought land in a nonprofit, a lot of land, and got tax benefits from buying it with the land, and the state is giving them a project grant to build on the property that they don't have to pay back as long as 50% of their property is dedicated to affordable housing. There is so much money out there. There are so many people out there that, like I mentioned before, they want to help, but they don't have time or directly help. If they can help through you, then if they can tell somebody that they helped 200 homeless people get off the streets, that's a good story for them. That's a good fill up their cup type of thing. There's things called non-performing assets, which are my favorite. There's empty buildings out there that they would love to give to a mission like yours to help people, to help with the homelessness or the fentanyl epidemic, all of these different things. But nonprofit is definitely a great route, but you just have to be careful. I'm not a lawyer or tax advisor, but make sure money is moving correctly, that you're doing all of the right things with said money. And I know a lot of successful people that have nonprofits in the group home space.
So how would people go about connecting with these nonprofits?
Man, hit them dang phones, man. I just look up, when I go to a new area, I look up nonprofits near me, depending on what type of housing, like veteran nonprofits, homeless nonprofit or homeless shelters, different things like that. I look up nonprofits and I just start hitting the phones, man, trying to see who's been established for a long time, who's been around for a while, and see what their mission is, what they help with, and see how we can work together. I'm all about collaboration over competition. I think I come from a mind of abundance. I think there's enough of everything out there for everyone, and the more that you help somebody else not expecting anything in return, that's when your life flourishes. So I always want to call nonprofits and see where they need help. How can I help them? And see what they're able to offer the different clients or different nonprofits. I was just on the phone with a nonprofit today, and they do housing themselves. I was like, oh, perfect. This is what we're doing. If you have this type or in this area, let me know. Or do you want to expand your business at all? And he was like, yeah, actually, I'm looking for 2 more properties. I was like, I think I could help you with that. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah, let's definitely get on another call. Tell me what areas, tell me how soon you're ready to go. So always look to add value to somebody else and help out somebody else.
There's a comment from Hercules.
So contact the nonprofit here, right? I'm not sure anyone you can connect me with in LA, Orange County. As far as nonprofits, so I'm not in California yet. I have done some research on some of the properties that have been sent to me in California and looked up regulations, but I haven't done a deep dive to start networking with people to find nonprofits or anything like that. I don't have connections out there. I'm not sure what you're asking as far as you buy land. So contact the nonprofit here, right? Are you trying to contact a nonprofit about your land? The story that I gave, the guy purchased the land in a nonprofit for not to have to pay property taxes on it. And then the for-profit is going to be building on the property. I don't know if a nonprofit is just looking for land or that. I don't know that route. Again, guys, we're probably going to be live for another 5-10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Maybe even partner with. Are you developing this land? What are you doing with the land? How long does it take to develop in California? But I don't have any.
You said that your next target is Florida?
My business partner already flew out there, and there's agencies out there that are pretty much begging us to bring our program to Florida, or bring our housing to Florida, and it's just we have a lot of moving parts right now. We just opened up a house today that we're looking for a manager for. We have another one coming live next week or the week after that. And then I'm looking at a bunch of properties in California. I'm probably going to be flying out to there soon. But Florida looks promising. The two places that I was told to stay away from in the very beginning when I started this was Florida and California. So in my mind, that just stuck and I never really looked at them. But now, all the stuff that I heard, I'm like, what? I don't see what they were talking about. So
Trying to keep you out.
I guess that's, well, there's people in that moved from Florida because it was so bad. They have a thing called the Florida model. And everybody was, oh, it's so bad. It's so heavily regulated. And that's why I moved here. And now I'm like, what were they talking about?
So when it comes to things like that, like regulations and permits and licenses, is there an advantage or disadvantage to working with the government closely, like reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm doing this, or do you think it maybe makes it harder because they're a little bit more watching?
What's the don't ask, don't tell? No. So the government, man, it sucks to say, but nobody knows everything, and you get a different answer from everybody. They could be sitting right next to each other, and one says yes, the other one says no. If I do my research in that city and it says I don't have to be licensed and I could do this, that, or the other, I am not contacting the government to let them know what I'm doing at that house or ask permission type of thing. But we are one of the people that when we network in new cities, we reach out to to governors. My business partner actually has freaking crazy. He has a tea time and he's golfing with some very, very, very large players in the housing industry that are government officials. This Saturday. I'm so excited for that, man. I wish I was going. I don't know how to play golf. Just throw a ball.
So yeah, so when it comes to Phoenix though, like, are you looking to shake hands, play golf with people out here?
No. Arizona right now, man, it's just, again, nobody knows anything. You get 10 different answers calling the same freaking office, and you get told you can do this, you can't do that. Yes, you can. No, you can't. And there's a lot of bad players out here right now. Arizona, realistically, I mean, Arizona is just not fun to be in right now. And, Arizona's not fun to be in, and I would like to move out of Arizona.
Do you see that happening?
I keep talking about it more and more, and the things that are holding me back, I've never even asked my kids if they would want to move next to a beach or some shit.
I mean, they don't really have much choices.
What?
They don't really have much of a choice in the matter.
Kids?
Yeah, if you gotta move, you gotta move.
No, so in my mind, the reason I wouldn't move is because of them. They live with grandparents a lot growing up. And moved here and there. My son is 18, has a girlfriend, and he lives with us. If we move, he's not leaving his girlfriend behind. And my 14-year-old just started high school. He's actually going out and going to events, and I think he might have a girlfriend. And so no, their needs I definitely take into consideration. I don't want to uproot them and make them feel uncomfortable in any way. I don't have to move. I would love to move, but I'm not going to do it for my pleasure if it makes them like uncomfortable.
That's fair. It's very noble of you. I know a lot of parents who just do what they gotta do. You have a comment from Ridiculous.
The reason I asked about the land, because you mentioned the nonprofit that gets crazy government subsidies for doing this. Looking into more here. So they got the benefit of not paying property taxes when they bought the land, and they're for profit. You don't have to be a nonprofit to get a project grant. So their for-profit company got a project grant that they do not have to pay back to help them build on the property as long as they dedicate half of it to affordable housing. So I don't know anything about nonprofits wanting land or anything like that. It was just They bought it, got benefits from it, and their for-profit is building on it and going to run the housing and the business and the development.
Sweet. We can start winding down here. Anything in particular you want to say on this? We'll be back again in 2 weeks. So if people want to ask more questions and things like that, they can be prepared for that. But is there anything you want to say in the meantime?
For building, it was a project grant for profit for the buildings. You're talking about the non-performing assets? I don't know. The non-performing assets, you don't have to be a non-profit to do that either. And for the building, it was a for-profit. Guys, I'm about to get out of here. Do you guys have any questions on group homes, sober livings, business, entrepreneurship, anything like that? I'm sorry, did you just ask a question? What?
I didn't ask a question. I was
No.
just saying, is there anything in particular you want to say?
Oh, okay. Guys, I am having a real estate group home mixer November 20th from 3 to 7 at Star Camp Creative Labs here in Phoenix, Arizona. Tell everybody come. Love to have you here. What else? Yeah. Anybody else? No? All right. I appreciate you guys for sticking around, man. As always. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, guys. Love you. Stay blessed. Bye.